Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. My name is Rick, and I'm joined by Roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, we would appreciate if you consider liking this video. If you really like what you're hearing, please subscribe. It helps out the channel immensely. And you can always drop us a message in the comments, wherever you're listening to us at, or send us an email at romantasyroundtable@gmail.com. We have some social medias you can check out at Romantasy Roundtable. But again, we would love a like. Subscribe is super helpful, and you can always reach out to us in the comments. I don't know if we have a comment this week yet. Haven't checked.
We're recording
off schedule,
like 2 days out. Yeah, we're just assume that our timeline is messed up for the foreseeable future.
We're figuring it out. Life is hard.
Well, I'm getting married, and so there's just so much going on. That's really the main driver of how chaotic the schedule is. That's that right. And the fact that Sarah and Rebecca and Rachel are all releasing books this fall.
Right. And as we've talked about, ooh.
So inconsiderate these people are.
I want a winter book. I want a summer book. I don't want a back to school book.
No.
I'm reading a winter book right now.
What are you reading right now?
The Christmas special.
That's for the end of the episode. Oh, you're reading the Christmas special. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do we need like a Rick raps?
Rick's Raps?
That was a combination of yap and rant about Akatar.
Oh, that's fun. Now
he
or later?
It.
No, not right now. All right. How are we doing?
I'm doing better. I got a cortisone shot the other day. It's pretty good. Less pain. Oh, I think my doctor, just with the test he did on me, thinks I either tore my rotator cuff, my labrum, or both. He's got to wait for a MRI, but we're going to see how the cortisone shot takes. And if it takes, then no MRI, and we're just going to be like, yeah, you tore something.
Do I get a point for asking if you tore your rotator cuff?
Yes, full point.
That was my prediction.
I got
How's your dog?
Samus. Samus and I are in the same medication now. So he had surgery. He tore his ACL. He's out for the season. He's been laying down. I had some electricians come today. He was losing his mind, so I shoved some trazodone in his mouth, and he's been out, just laying out. And that is what I'm on now to help me sleep. My doctor gave it to me today.
Love it. It's the best.
Great for sleep.
And my little portable espresso machine company, Aedion. This episode is officially brought to you by Aedion. If you like coffee, buy an Aedion. They sent me a little milk frother, which I've been learning how to make cold foam. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Frothing milk isn't easy with a milk frother.
I mean, it looks foamy from here. So.
I can kill it with a steam wand, but the milk frother is a little different, timing-wise.
I can't believe we have a sponsor.
Yeah.
You're right. You got a free.
They intentionally reached out and were like, "Talk about us on your podcast too."
Aedion, where you get your coffee to go.
How do you spell that?
Outtin.
Great.
Aedion.
Rick also went to his first soccer game.
I did. We have a favorite player, Malachi Jones.
There you go.
Love him. And he scored for me, too.
He did.
His
first game back, or his first goal back post 2-year-long injury.
Wow. It's not the Wolf guy? Oh.
No. Hannes Wolf is Sockett's favorite player. He played for a little bit, but Rick, I made Rick randomly pick a favorite player, and he picked Malachi Jones.
He's got a great name.
He likes his name.
Yeah.
Sure.
Malachi's a solid name.
Good name. Yeah.
That name goes hard.
Yeah, and Malachi he's a sweet boy. But he had this crazy injury back in like 2024, maybe. So God, he was probably like 20. And he and this goalie like slid into each other, and they both had a tib-fib fracture. Both of them.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, he's back. He's been back for most of this season, but that was his first goal since returning. It was a really great game. The weather was good. Seats were good. We played well.
Chicken
Got to
nuggets
see
were good.
Roger Lewandowski. The chicken fingers were good. Rick got to see the supporters march.
I had a Sun Cruiser.
You had a Sun Cruiser, not at the game, before the game.
Mm-hmm.
At stands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. We had a good time. And then the next day, Kim and I went to a craft fair.
Nice.
Sure did.
And we bought a lot of earrings, including the earrings that Kim's wearing right now.
Yes, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, I have cute enamel pigeons.
Those are the officially licensed NYCFC pigeons.
Right? I was going to say, Amanda and I are both wearing pigeons today.
That's true. These are my Knicks pigeons.
And I'm wearing Lofty pigeon. Also.
Oh, I love it. This one's Jalen Brunson, and this one's Spike Lee.
That's pretty awesome.
I don't know who this one is. He's just a guy. He's just a little dude.
We're all here for the pigeons.
You know who's a little dude? Fleetfoot. And we haven't heard from Fleetfoot in a while.
Is he in this? She in this section? We get like references to Fleetfoot, but I don't think we get another Fleetfoot appearance in the last section of the book.
She's in our heart forever and always.
Fleetfoot, forever and always with us. This is the last episode, chapters 100 through the end of Kingdom of Ash, which means it is the last episode of Throne of Glass, which is pretty much the only thing we've read this year.
Yeah.
No, how many episodes have we done total on Throne of Glass?
Like a million, I think.
I didn't even realize we were recording today because the book ended with a 13. You know?
Correct.
Let me see how many episodes we've done about this.
Of what?
And then it ended with Erewhon and Maeve being banished, and then it didn't end.
Oh, I didn't even start the spreadsheet until we were already on Crown of Midnight. Hold, please.
We've been throwing a glass in for a while, but it's worth it. This is like the best series ever.
Okay, we did 2 on Assassin's Blade, 2 on Throne of Glass, 2 on Crown of Midnight. How many is that? 6. 3 on Heir of Fire, so that's 9. 3 on Queen of Shadows, so that's 12. 6 on the Tandem Read, so that's 18. And then 4 on Kingdom of Ash, so that'll be 22 episodes.
I don't know about you,
but I'm feeling 22. We read that, and then we read Direbound and Furybound. That's the only things we've potted about this year.
You know who's not 22? Feyre.
We're not talking about Feyre.
Feyre turns 21 in the Christmas special.
She does turn 21 on the solstice. All right, let's say goodbye to all our friends.
No, I don't want to.
Chapter 100.
Wait, this is terrible. I don't want to do this.
We all finished the book like 4 days ago.
I know, but this is
also. This is why I never watch like the last episodes of like a TV series or anything. Also, like I don't like things to end.
But like I'm gonna have to do it all over again. Like I already was sad, and now I have to be sad with you people about the end of the book.
It'll be your 3rd time being sad about Kingdom of Ash.
This is awful.
Yeah. All right. Chapter. Oh, I will also say, I said this to Rick and he did not accurately guess any of them. So you both have to guess. I cried at 3 moments in this book. They all snuck up on me. They're all in this section. And I want your guesses as we happen upon them when you think they are happening.
If we pass it, say what it is.
Okay. And they're all in this section. So none of them are the 13.
It weren't the 13.
I don't know, man. I'm really heavily medicated. It's weird. It's weird. All right, chapter.
He catch you at that right moment in the luteal phase to like
exactly.
actually have the tears happen.
Exactly, and then once they happen, they all happen in the same reading session. All right, chapter 100. A week after the utterly devastating 13 sacrifice, a deeply exhausted Aedion drags himself out of bed in the gloomy Great Hall to snatch a stolen, highly romantic rendezvous with Lysandra in the North Tower. Meanwhile, a deeply grieving Manon stubbornly rejects Petra's extremely sensible advice to take a quick power nap, choosing instead to channel her wild rage directly into desperate war tactics against Morath. Wrapping up this chaotic morning of impending doom, brave little messenger Evangeline delivers critical warning news about a massive siege tower targeting the western wall, which promptly inspires stalwart old-timer Murtaugh to heroically charge directly into the bloody battlefield fray.
He not dead yet?
He's not dead yet.
Okay.
I think this is what kills him, though.
He's dead like next chapter.
Yeah. I'm remembering that I took a picture of a page, and I want to pull it up.
That was sad when he died.
My prediction is that's going to be one of the ones that Amanda cried about.
Murtaugh?
Yeah.
Chapter 101. Fresh off her realm-hopping chaos, Aelin hobbles back into camp beside her ever-supportive husband Rowan, adjusting to her newly minted status as a depleted god-killer with virtually zero magic left in the bank. While Dorian and Kale quietly freak out over her drastically diminished power levels and the newly closed word gate, Alid offers warm comfort in a relaxing bath by gifting Aelin a sentimental precious ring before lively Bort crashes the party to inject some needed humor. Outside, the fearless Kaganate royals, led by a resolute Sartok, brave a vicious northern blizzard as they swear to push their massive army straight towards Orynth. They're like mad at her because she did this without telling them.
Of course, they're always mad at her because she's always doing things without telling anybody.
She really does like to do things without telling people.
Yeah, I did like the moment of them in the tub, partially because a lead who Borta comes in and leads but I'm naked, and so
Borta's like, nobody cares about that but you.
Right, exactly. And so I appreciate that moment of little baby Alid being I'm not comfortable yet.
I like that Alid is like, do you have any magic left? And Aelin's like, girl, your bath is warm. Which I don't know. We needed to nerf Aelin a little bit.
Yeah, clearly.
Right.
All right. Chapter 102. Grief hits the camp like a physical punch as Ren and Aedion weep over the tragic body of fallen hero Murtaugh in a gloomy room right near the Great Hall. I did not cry at this part.
Okay. I found this moving. I felt really sad at this moment of Ren just having totally lost it.
I was sad because Ren was sad. Yeah.
Me too. That's why I was sad.
Yeah. Yes.
I need to jump real quick because not leave a thought before I forget it. And I have to talk about ACOTAR for a hot second. No, there has a reason. It has a reason.
I'm not allowed to talk about heated rivalry, but he's allowed to talk about ACOTAR.
Because I'm trying to connect all the dots with the red strings. Okay, so the 13 worship the three-faced goddess, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we hear about the three-faced goddess in Crescent City.
Sure.
And I couldn't find it in ACOTAR until Nesta scries. And Amarin is like, oh, these three things represent the three goddesses. And I'm like, there's that one. And I'm trying to do this. Okay.
The three-faced goddess is a common lore among witches across all fantasy and reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not invented by Sarah J. Maas.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
We can continue this conversation after Crescent City.
I just feel like Rick wants everything to connect. And look, I'm a Swiftie.
I was gonna say, right? This is.
And I'm just saying, sometimes Taylor just picked the words because they rhymed. I don't think everything is an Easter egg. I really don't.
But sometimes it was intentional.
Sometimes they are, but I've learned I can't be clowning all the time. Sometimes Taylor really is just getting married at Madison Square Garden. That is really just what she's doing. You just have to accept that. That's a choice she's made. All right. We're still talking. Okay. Chapter 102, Murtaugh's dead. Seeking comfort amidst all the surrounding death and despair, Lysandra tenderly wipes away Aedion's tears before the lingering emotional intensity erupts into a surprisingly spicy, passionate kiss to help them temporarily forget their horrific reality. I loved this.
Mm-hmm.
I love that she just we never see Lysandra and Aedion together, but I love that they just hug through their the world is ending tears. And then in this moment, he's like, fuck it, we only have so much time left. And so he kisses her. And I love that. And
What's the line? Well, she kisses him first.
She kisses him, yeah. And she's like refuses, like I think they say this later, but she like refuses to have sex with him because it's like the promise of living another day.
Right.
And it's like, if we make it till tomorrow, then we'll do that.
And he asks her during the course of this kiss also, I don't remember, like he asked something basically that's like, do you care about me? Or like, does this mean something?
Yeah.
And I forget what her line was back about it, but it was good.
Wasn't it like, ask me if you're alive or something? Or ask me later?
But it was also like, it was along the lines of like, we need something good.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that sentiment and that.
And we talked
both that it was about him, but also it was about like, we need something to look forward to.
Yeah. And like we talked about this in the last episode, like from where they're standing, like they're fucked.
Yeah.
Like they don't know that Aelin is coming for them. Morath just like keeps coming back more and more and more. Like they're all gonna die.
Right. They've counted their arrows. They like know how many days they have left of like any kinds of weapons, like
any kinds of weapons, any kinds of food. Lysandra's like going out and hunting fucking rabbits for them. Like it's not great. All right. Afterwards, the depressing war council convenes to discuss their vanishing food supplies and the terrifically high likelihood of total defeat. But a surprisingly resilient Aedion rallies the remaining leaders to make one last glorious stand. These clowns have made 12 last glorious stands.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 103. A brutal winter storm halts Rowan's army right on the snowy border of Terrasen, keeping them an agonizing week away from defending Orynth, while Aelin and Alid share a rare, heartwarming moment of quiet friendship inside the war tent. The chilly tension explodes when a panicked Ruckan scout calls everyone outside to witness the legendary Lord of the North stag. Emerging alongside the mysterious little folk, a mystical voice ominously proclaims that doom is upon Orynth, prompting a fiercely determined Aelin to bargain with the ancient spirits and frantically hunt down an ancient book from the southern continent to save her beloved home. What book?
The Book of Bindings. That's the one that they got to stop the cauldron.
What?
Nesta has to read the Book of Bindings.
No, in this book, what book?
She does go and look for a book. She's like, we have something.
So much happens in this book. I don't remember that.
But I said, like, she's not bargaining with the little people. The little people are like, please come. Like, this is why we're here. We're like, we want to get you there. So you can save Orynth.
Yeah, I don't think that's Anyway, the Lord of the North is here.
Yep.
He's a glowing deer.
Stag.
A stag is a male deer. Moose?
Moo.
He's a glowing male deer, so he's a glowing stag. What's a female deer?
A doe.
Good job.
I know that song.
What is a baby deer?
A fawn.
Nice.
What is a baby? This was here. Let's do this one for our friend. What is a baby kangaroo?
A joey.
That sure is.
What's a baby fox?
A loo.
What?
A faw. A faw.
What?
A pew. A gaggle.
It's a kit.
Oh, really?
It's a kit.
Yeah.
All right.
K-I-T. All right, chapter 104. Standing atop the battered city walls of Orynth, a bone-tired Aedion shares a brief, bloody moment of affection with a Vold-covered Lysandra before stepping aside to watch a surprisingly touching political miracle unfold. In a stunning turn of events, grumpy old Lord Darrow officially names sweet Evangeline as his heir, prompting Aedion to humbly accept the legendary sword of Orynth, while Lysandra proudly declares the girl her own heir as well. That's not what happens. So what happens is Evangeline goes to Darrow and has this whole conversation with him about like how she would have liked to have seen Terrasen. And she says, that's what Terrasen has always meant to me, you know. As soon as Aelin freed Lysandra and offered to let us join her court, Terrasen has always meant home, a place where the sort of people who hurt us don't get to live, where anyone, regardless of who they are and where they came from and what their rank is, can dwell in peace, where we can have a garden in the spring and swim in the rivers in the summer. I've never had such a thing before. A home, I mean. and I would have liked for Caraverre, for Terrasen to have been mine. So I would choose to fight until the very end. For my home, new as it is, I choose to fight.
This is where you cried.
This is where I cried. And then she walks back, and grumpy old Darrow is like, Lysandra, I recognize Caraverre as a territory and you as its lady. And Aedion, I'm so sorry that I was such an asshole. Here's your sword. And any children you have will be your heirs. And Lysandra, who clearly doesn't want children because she is my queen, is like, I have an heir, thank you so much. And he's like, actually, I think I would like her to be my heir. Is that okay with you? And Lysandra's like, it doesn't matter if it's okay with me. I'm not the one you have to ask. And Evangeline is like, hell yeah, I'd love to be your heir. And I cried.
It was great.
It's good. This is, Darrow's redemption arc here.
It's so good.
And again, like he does, as we had talked about in previous episodes too, like he acknowledges why he made the decisions that he made.
Mm-hmm.
That was also like, Aedion, you have fought for this place more than anybody else. And Lysandra, you've given up so much for a home you've never seen either. And so, like, how can you not be true, honored citizens and leaders of Terrasen?
Right. And like what he says about Evangeline is like, she is what Terrasen needs to be and needs to represent. And so are Aedion and Lysandra, our perfect little family.
Here's Darrow's face turn. That's a wrestling.
It's a face turn?
Face. That means you're a good guy.
It's a reverse heel turn.
They have those.
But that's different than a face turn?
Actually, it is, sort of.
I don't understand. All right. Up in the quiet, airy tower, a grieving Manon stares out into the darkness with her loyal wyvern Abraxas, dreaming of a brighter future in the vibrant wastes, despite the overwhelming darkness closing in around them. I need to say, though, I understand the wastes are supposed to be like beautiful and lively and vibrant, but then they shouldn't have named them the fucking wastes. Because in my head, the wastes can't ever be that. And I know that they can, but you know what I mean?
I wonder if they ever changed the name.
Yeah, I was going to say, they changed it when it became the wastes.
Okay.
It had been the Witch Kingdom, and then because the witches were cursed and could no longer cultivate it, the land was the waste to them.
Okay.
Was it? Is it just Briarcliff? Isn't it Ansel's territory?
Right. But I think it's part.
It's part of it.
Part of Briarcliff, okay. Or Briarcliff is part of it. Or their neighbors.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with a reverse heel turn, right? You're like a good guy, and then it looks like you're going to turn heel and beat up the good guy, and then you stop.
Got it.
That's the reverse heel turn.
Okay, but a face turn is when you're a bad guy,
and then
you become a good guy.
Yeah, fully. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, that was helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chapter 105. All hell breaks loose outside Orynth as Morath's brutal forces push Lysandra and Manon into a desperate retreat right back to the crumbling city walls, while a battering ram smashes against the western gate. Expecting immediate death, a fiercely heroic Aedion plants his feet at the barricade and steals one tragic final kiss with Lysandra, swearing to find her soul in the afterlife. He says in every lifetime. Right when all hope completely evaporates, a dramatic horn blasts across the horizon as Aelin makes a glorious, movie-worthy entrance, riding the fucking Lord of the North, and leading a massive army of golden armored warriors and majestic rucks to turn the tide of war.
This is the most badass shit I've ever seen.
She's riding like a glowing ghost deer.
It's amazing.
Rick's gonna cry thinking about it.
It's so fucking cool. You know, like
she doesn't have reins.
Why not?
No, because
she's holding his ears.
the antlers.
Yeah. The antlers.
Full handlebars.
They say that the Lord of the North would never wear or need a saddle. Because no rider would ever have to, or would be in danger of falling off of him.
Because if he's chosen to let you ride him, then you're gonna, I don't know. I got nothing. There's literally no way I could finish that sentence that isn't funny.
This scene lives rent free in my head.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. It's good. Chapter 106. Riding atop the majestic Lord of the North, Aelin leads her cavalry through Oakwald and the Parenth Mountains straight toward a ruined, smoking Orynth. Seeing her beloved capital city overrun by Morath's monstrous horde, our queen skips the tedious pep talk and goes straight to business by drawing an ignited Goldryn to signal a massive Terrasen counter-offensive. As heroic ruck riders sacrifice themselves to block a storm of enemy arrows, Aelin, Rowan, Dorian, and Kale crash directly into the dark ranks like an aggressive tidal wave, turning what looked like a total slaughter into an epic, high-stakes battle to reclaim Terrasen. Chapter 107. The battle for Orynth reaches feverish heights as the ultimate power couple, Aelin and Rowan, slash through legions of enemies using fire, wind, and assassin training to defend their homeland before Erewhon and Maeve show up. While Dorian and Kale slice down invaders to avenge Adarlan, Aelin teams up with shapeshifting Lysandra to execute a brilliant joint maneuver that completely demolishes Morath's siege towers, threatening the city's western gate. Just as a second terrifying Morath army arrives to crush everyone's remaining spirits, a desperate Aedion gets a shocking emotional second wind when his estranged warrior father, Gavriel, suddenly leaps into the bloody clash. Chaotic, bloody clash.
Let's go, Gavriel. I just made $1 million.
How?
Look, we'll get past the copyright stuff, right? We can figure that out later. Mm-hmm. But I want to make stickers and shirts that say Ruck Riders, but like stop,
whoa,
drop.
Oh,
yeah, I want the same font as that too. That'd be good,
guys,
right?
I forgot when the second time I cried was.
Gavriel?
Oh, yeah. Nope, I remembered. Okay, sorry, I remembered. Is the thing I forgot happened. All right, where it's not Gavriel, and it should have been. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
so
understand.
sorry to Gavriel. It should have been. It should have been. I'm crying in my heart for Gavriel. All right, chapter 108. Holding the line near the city entrance, Aedion and his father Gavriel stand shoulder to shoulder against massive swarms of invading Balk soldiers trying to breach the defensive walls. In a gut-wrenching moment of absolute tragedy, Gavriel intentionally steps beyond the threshold to make the ultimate heroic sacrifice, giving his frantic son the chance to seal the heavy gates and secure Orynth. Shortly after, an injured Rowan stumbles upon Gavriel's lifeless body near the western gate and pays a sorrowful final tribute, only to realize a fresh horde of 20,000 Morath monsters is advancing while he remains too battered to shift and reach Aelin. So Aedion and Gavriel have this moment where they like reconcile, basically, where Gavriel's like, I would have like been proud to have known and raised you, and Aedion's like, I would have been proud to claim you as my father. And that's apparently all Gavriel needed to hear before, because in order to shut the gates, they needed somebody on either side of the gate, although Aedion was like, he could have made it.
He could have stayed. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure Gavriel is a way better warrior than I am. And he
canonically, yes.
So he probably knew what was going on. But I saw a couple reels on this too. It's like the way he knew, obviously knew what he was doing, but like the last thing he said to Aedion was something like, I don't remember what it was, but it was like, let's do this. And like, but even though he knew, it was so sad.
Yeah. It's very like,
he like rallied Aedion.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, peace.
It's very like Jack getting off of the floating piece of door so that Rose can live.
It's on live.
Yeah. I'd like to give myself 2 half points because I listened back to an earlier episode and I was like, somebody's going to die. Who's going to die? I don't know who. And I said, I think it's going to be like a secondary character. So like one of the members of the cadre or one of the members of the 13. So I'd like to give myself, I think I mentioned Astrin and Fenris were the 2 that I named, but I'd like to give myself half a point for the 13 and half a point for Gavriel. Okay. As a member of the cadre who died. And this is kind of the last emotional hero death.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
All of our primary characters survive.
Yeah. I thought there was going to be another death.
I did too.
And also, this is another moment, just like when the 13 happened, where I was like, I got to put the minute for a minute.
His last words are, then we shall shut them together.
Right. And they did. One shut them from the outside and one shut them from the inside.
I was not expecting him to die.
I expected it one paragraph before it happened. I was like, uh-oh. But before that, I was like, oh my God. Like, I think I actually said in an earlier episode, like, Gavriel can't die because he needs his reunion with Aedion.
That's what I was like. They're going to have their time, get what they didn't have. And
Evangeline's going to have all the grandfather figures imaginable. And, like, they're going to have family reunion with Lysandra. You know, like.
Nope. Yeah. They're going to. Gavriel is going to die with Aedion knowing that he would have been proud to have raised him, and with Gavriel knowing that he would have been proud to have been his son. And that's it.
That's it.
It's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm sorry to Gavriel that I didn't cry. All right, chapter 109. Inside the desperate, overcrowded walls of Orynth, Chaol and Dorian rush to assemble defenses while Yrene and Alid scramble across the high battlements to organize an emergency evacuation. Meanwhile, an utterly drained Aelin stands beside her wounded comrade Ansel, watching in horror as the sinister dual nightmare of Erewhon and Maeve approach alongside a massive army of hideous Balk creatures. Refusing to let despair win, our stubborn queen steps directly before the locked gates, raises her blade, and sparks a dramatic flaming sword rally that instantly electrifies her weary soldiers for one last wild stand to save Terrasen. Again, we've had like 21 last stands.
Mm-hmm.
How are these people still alive?
It's the war.
Yeah, I think Maeve says it in the next chapter or something, but Aelin had like imbued her sword with some of her magic.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sword has fire magic, even though she probably wouldn't have enough magic to do that now.
She's like a little sparkler.
Yeah.
Yeah. It puts on a good show.
Mm-hmm. It puts on a really good show. It's probably like hot when you stab with it. Mm-hmm. I need to have a fidget, so my fidget today is a paintbrush.
Like Fabra.
Okay. With chapter 110, with her fire magic drained down to a pathetic little ember, nothing about Aelin has ever been pathetic in her life. You take that back, Gemini. A fearless Aelin struts right up to Maeve and Erewhon outside Orynth to deliver a masterclass in snarky, dramatic, villain-distracting banter. By cleverly weaponizing her razor-sharp wit to play on Erewhon's endless curiosity and Maeve's explosive anger, she successfully plants seeds of toxic paranoia between the evil duo while buying critical evacuation time for her fleeing citizens. Meanwhile, a frantic Rowan furiously fights through the bloody carnage inside Orynth to reach his mate, while Alid and Yrene realize this tense standoff provides their ultimate opening to launch a surprise attack against the Volg rulers. I love this because for the last 3 books, we've seen Aelin be like a literal nuclear weapon. And in this moment, and we remembered, right, that we remembered in this book that oh yeah, she's actually an assassin. And then in this moment, you're like, and she's really fucking smart. And so even though we have deactivated the nuclear weapon, she's still got so much to work with. And she's got this fresh new wave of humility to rely on the fact that she has built a good enough team that it's okay if she can't deal the killing blow to either of these big bads. And I think that's a really cool way to end this series.
Yeah. And she just does it they did not catch her monologuing. So she's basically like, Erewhon, Maeve is gonna betray you. Here's what she said to Dorian. He told me everything. And that little owl she got, don't forget about that owl.
Don't forget about that little owl. She's got her own little healer. And Maeve is she's trying to distract you. Pay attention. And he's like, but why did you say that to Dorian?
And then Aelin's like, there's some healers over there in that tower. Just so you know.
Just so you know.
That we know.
There's some healers over there. They're over there. Chapter 111. Chaos skyrockets across the sky as Nezran fires burning arrows at horrifying Ilkin while Sartok leads his brave Ruckan warriors to a desperate aerial counterattack. I don't care.
Listen, we have to know where our friends are.
Sure. I care about Nezrin so much more than I thought I would.
Yes.
Because for a whole book, I was like, I don't need any new friends. But the amount that I care about Nezrin and Sartok compared to how I care about everybody else is like laughable.
Right.
And we've known Alid for as long as we've known Nezrin, and I care deeply about Alid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up on the defensive city walls, Kale lovingly encourages Urine to go save the world, while Alid hatches a reckless plan with Dorian and Manon slashes through enemy ranks atop Abraxas. Down on the ground, Aelin aggressively taunts both Maeve and Erewhon during a fiery sword duel until a rogue Ilkin suddenly snatches Erewhon straight off the field, leaving our exhausted queen completely alone for a terrifying, high-stakes showdown with Maeve. Is this where Lysandra shifts into a wyvern and carries Urine to Erewhon?
Probably, but I don't think we see that.
She shifts into a wyvern and carries somebody somewhere, and it is her contribution to the end game.
Yeah.
So I would like to acknowledge it.
It's not, I mean, Urine is already up on the tower at this point.
Okay.
But I do think it was like Urine's plan in essence. And so like Lysandra got her there in the first place. I think that was a couple chapters.
Someone comes up with the plan though, is a lead, right?
Yeah, it was a lead, and
everybody contributes a little bit to Endgame, and that is Lysandra's contribution. Is that she's like, I will fly you there.
This is Endgame though, like the movie.
No, it is. All right, chapter 112. Atop the highest tower of Orynth, Urine blasts a blinding flare of light to lure Erewhon, while Aelin defends herself with Goldrin in a brutal clash against Maeve. The Wicked Queen subjects Aelin to nightmare-inducing psychological illusions of confinement in a cruel effort to force a blood oath. I had this moment where I was like, if this was all a fucking dream and she's still in Doranel, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
I had that thought too.
The only thing keeping me sane is that neither of you would have permitted that, and you wouldn't have let me read the book if that was what was happening.
That is my number one most wanted list thing that I hate in movie, in any medium.
It was all a dream.
Yeah, I can't. I feel like I've wasted my time.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the fear about the end of Dungeon Crawler Carl, whenever it comes, is that it's his contribution to the cookbook.
I'd be fine with that because it still happened.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
But that's like, I mean, whatever. The only thing that they told us about Lost was that it wasn't purgatory.
Right.
And then it was fucking purgatory. So I don't know. We've all been disappointed in the world before. Okay, so where are we? She's trying to force the blood oath, but our stubborn heroine draws strength from past trauma and firmly refuses to yield. Right as Maeve unleashes a wave of lethal darkness, Rowan and his cadre execute a clutch cadre rescue mission, only for Maeve to retaliate with terrifying fury by injuring Fenris and trapping Rowan in suffocating shadow magic. So Rowan and Fenris and Lorcan are all there.
This is another moment as Maeve is capturing them in various ways that I very much was like, how the fuck do we get out of this?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, all of our strongest friends are here together and all of them are ensnared by Maeve right now in various forms of torture.
Yeah. I knew, I didn't think Fenris was going to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was very about my dear friend Fenris. Chapter 113.
Next prediction. That's the one you cry about.
Fenris?
Mm-hmm.
Should have been. I'm telling you, this all three things I cried about were shocking to me. I was like, this? Really? The 13 died. All right, chapter 113. Thinking he can corrupt her unique magic, Erewhon menacingly corners Urine Westfall. The last name's not Towers anymore. Urine Towers Westfall, only for the fearless healer to radiate golden light and stand her ground. Swooping into the chaos, Lysandra rescues Urine, while Dorian traps the Dark Lord in holy magic. What? Is this what happens?
I took this from a website because they couldn't read the...
Okay.
PDF.
Lysandra rescues Urine while Dorian traps the Dark Lord in holy magic.
Yeah, this is what happens.
Mead aggressively plunges the truth-telling blade Damaris straight into Erewhon, combining her radiant magic with Dorian as he reclaims his fallen father's honored name. Urine channels the strength of all mothers to completely extinguish Erewhon's dark essence, allowing Dorian to incinerate the leftover dust and officially achieve Erewhon's total defeat. I feel like... Okay. So Lysandra plucks Urine up and puts her somewhere else.
Well, first of all, go ahead.
Urine is not Urine when Erewhon arrives. And so
yes, like, it's Dorian.
It's Dorian. Dorian's like, haha, it's me. I fooled you. And yes, I think this is when Lysandra like plucks Urine to like come to Erewhon and be like, it's me.
Right. And then Elide is like, I have a plan. And she stabs Erewhon. And then you get this moment where Urine is like channeling all her energy into this, and all of a sudden we've got the joining of the hands between Urine and Dorian. They are Karanoming, and they are channeling all of their magic into Erewhon, and Dorian, never one to miss an opportunity for just a slight distraction, is like, I gotta know my dad's name. And his dad's name was Dorian.
One time he remembered it was when his son was born.
And I would just like to say that on many occasions, for some reason or another, I have Googled either Dorian Haviliard or King of Adarlan, and both times I have seen Dorian Haviliard as the King of Adarlan, and I'm like, I fucking know that he's going to be, like, even in, like, Throne of Glass, I'm like, yeah, I get it. The king has to die. He's going to be the king. I get it. So I fucking played myself. Because when I went back and looked at it, it said Dorian Haviliard the first.
Oh.
And I, major spoiler, look at me right in the face, and I never clocked it.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
Amanda.
I love that. I mean, I thought that, like, talk about a redemption arc with his dad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, his dad wasn't even here, and he's still getting redeemed.
This is really, like, you know how at its core Harry Potter is a book about moms? I feel like at its core Throne of Glass is a book about dads. Oh. It's like everyone's just trying to be, you know, like Kale's just trying to be a good soon-to-be dad. King of Adarlan's trying to redeem himself.
Gavriel.
There's a lot of dad stuff going on in this here book.
Erewhon also says something that I'm going to take into my thesis of connecting worlds, but I also really liked it in general because I had never thought about it in terms of just like a class of like a magic user. So he says, in my world, your kind exists too, talking to Urine. Not healers to us, but executioners, death maidens, capable of healing, but also unhealing, unbinding the very fabric of life, of worlds. I thought that was really cool. I thought it's a really cool like deconstruction of what a healer is. And I do think there might be something more with that, and again in other books, but I did like that a lot.
Yeah, it's very like, I brought you into this world and I can take you out of it.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So Erewhon's dead and gone. Rip.
Bye, Erewhon.
This was great. I loved, like, everybody eats. Everybody eats, right? Like, we've got Lysandra comes in, we've got Elide comes in, but ultimately it is Urine's magic with the support of Dorian, and Dorian gets to be like, fuck you for what you did to my dad. And I think that's really great. And then I was like, great, everybody eats. How are we all going to eat with Maeve, though?
Yeah. That was right. Like, going into this, I was like, well, who kills who? Like, that's important. Yeah. Like, is Aelin's going to kill both? Because in wrestling, it's really important who gets to win, right? And I thought it was really smart to have like Dorian and Urine. Like, it was important to have Dorian help kill Erewhon.
Yeah, like, really, I think what sets this book apart from so many other books is, like, yes, this book is about Aelin, but this book is about all of them.
Yes.
Right.
And it's about the building of a better world. And like, yes, Aelin is the leader, but like, this book is about like you look at Fourth Wing and like the book's about Violet, right? And even like you look at ACOTAR and it's about Feyre.
It's only about Feyre. Can confirm.
Yeah, but like this book is like
everyone.
It's everyone, and I feel like that's why you see so much fan art that's like, yes, it's Feyre and Bryce and Aelin, but you see a lot of fan art that's Feyre and Bryce and Aelin and Manon and Lysandra and Alid and Yrene and like all of these women, mostly the women, but also the dudes.
And I also like how she sets up sort of this final battle also, is because there are in essence 3 battles happening, with the battle against Erewhon, battle against Maeve, and then the actual like physical battle of the armies. And all of our friends have a role in each of those 3 battles that are happening simultaneously. So like a lot's going on, and it's a lot that's hard to track, but it's also kind of what you were saying. It's like everyone has a part in Endgame, just in these 3 different distinct battles that are going on.
Totally. And like that, you know, not to discount what Aedion and Kale and Nezrin and Sartok and all of like the whole Kaganate, like all of them are really involved in like the battle. And so you get like the Fae versus the Fae Queen, not really, but you know what I mean? And then you get like the other magical beings against Erewhon, and then you get like the mortals against the mortals, basically.
The Fae Queen of the East.
Fairy Queen of the West. All right. Chapter 114. Outside the battered gates of Orynth, Maeve brutally tortures Rowan, Lorcan, and Fenris with horrific nightmare visions of specific things. So for Rowan, it's these visions of Aelin's lifeless body. For Lorcan, it's all of these terrible visions of Alid. And for Fenris, it's all of these terrible visions of his brother. So all these painful ghosts from their dark past. Refusing to let her mate drown in grief, Aelin magically unites her lingering fire with Rowan to shatter the dark mental illusions before using ancient portal knowledge to summon the ferocious wolf tribe into battle. This took me out for a second. I was like, why? I was like, is this fucking Direbound? I guess they mentioned this at some point.
They did, actually. They did. And it was a long time ago.
I don't remember the wolves.
I remember it. It's not necessarily the wolves that they are. It's the Fae that are hidden in the wolf, like in the area, and become friends with the wolves.
I read that book. It's called Direbound.
Mm-hmm. The first one was very good.
I mean, every romantasy is some kind of a fan fiction of another romantasy, right?
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is a fan fiction of Twilight.
Yep.
Okay. So the wolf tribe is there. Breaking. Okay, so she snaps Rowan out of it, which I knew she was going to snap Rowan out of it because their bond is stronger than anything. She snaps Lorcan out of it. I'm still not entirely sure how she does that.
Well,
she burns him.
Yeah.
Oh, so she does that to both Lorcan and Fenris.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that. All right, so she burns them. So she snaps Lorcan out of it. Lorcan, in his illusion, is like talking to Alid, and he says, "I think that you're my mate," which is like, duh.
Right.
But you know, I like when they say it. And Fenris still seems to be really struggling. But Lorcan and Rowan are starting to fight back with Aelin against Maeve. And then you have this moment where an awakened Fenris pulls off an iconic act of payback by impaling Maeve straight through the chest with Goldrun.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. He deserved it.
He deserved it. Again, who gets the killing blow? And she's got a whole chapter of actually dying, but like needed to be Fenris.
Yeah.
So like the fact that Dorian gets to contribute to killing of Erewhon, and Fenris gets to contribute to the killing of Maeve, I think is really significant.
Mhm.
Chapter 115, with Maeve kneeling on the frozen ground with a sword in her chest, Aelin pretends to negotiate a peaceful bargain before cheekily slipping Elid's golden ring directly onto the Dark Queen's finger. The anti-Volg ring violently burns the villain from the inside out, allowing Aelin to yank Goldrin free and execute a brutal decapitation of Maeve that permanently ends her tyranny. As divine flames consume the Dark Queen's remains, a massive magical shockwave sweeps across the battlefield, causing the remaining Volg army to crumble into total defeat, while a triumphant Aelin raises her sword to scream Yreen's name to the heavens. In that moment, Aelin knows that Yreen did her half.
And I like how the ring, we learned, sort of mirrors the healer magic. Like Rick, as you mentioned earlier, Erewhon had said, like, you know, in this world, you're healers. In my world, you're executioners. And the ring is the same thing. We've heard all along that this is protection from the Valg. But in the right circumstance, it is actually destruction of the Balk. And so that's what they get to use it for at the end.
Was this, what chapter was this?
115.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, and I love the first thing that after killing Maeve, this huge bad for thousands of years, the first thing that she does is shout Yreen's name.
Everybody eats.
And everybody shouts Yreen's name.
I think that's... What?
She, like, brings up a cry, and, like, everybody shouts Yreen's name.
Yeah. I think that's a thing the Bills say.
Yreen?
No, everybody eats.
Oh.
I think that's why I'm saying it. I think that's where I'm saying it. All right, chapter 116. After waking up in a dusty stairwell, Chaol realizes Yreen just flexed her cleansing magic to vaporize Erewhon, officially securing Erewhon's total defeat, while the emotional crowd in Orynth chants her name, and Chaol processes the shocking news that Yreen is pregnant. He knows she's pregnant, but remember that their magic is tied to each other, and so Chaol, like, can't fucking move because Yreen is so depleted that she had to draw magic from Dorian. So poor Chaol is like, I'm out. Meanwhile, a battered Nezrin gets swept off her feet by Sartok, who is already drafting travel plans to take his favorite warrior back home to the southern continent for some well-deserved rest and recovery. Finally, Aelin and Rowan strut through the gates of Orynth after Aelin burns away the bloodied stones to give her kingdom a fresh slate, proving that nothing says hope and renewal quite like a literal fire cleaning. This is the beginning of the, like, 20-chapter epilogue that Kim hates.
And I love. I
just feel like, you know, sometimes at, like, the end of the movies where they're like, this character went on to do this, and this one did this. But you get that in, like, a one sentence per person.
If you're watching me on YouTube, you're seeing that I am not allowed to mute Kim. So I tried, but so I'm sorry, everybody.
Yes, you're allowed to mute me, man.
I can. No, I will hear her opinions, but she's wrong. Look, we've spent 10,000 pages and 24 weeks with these characters. Like, I want to say goodbye to every single one of them.
Yep.
And I want to be clear, I'm not mad about the outcomes. Like, I like learning what everybody's doing and how this resolves itself. It just is, like, 100 pages of the book.
It is. It's like, it's every Von Trapp child saying goodnight individually before they go upstairs. Like, it's very that. But I love it. So let's enjoy saying farewell to our friends. In chapter 118, the middle of a chaotic great hall, a ridiculously exhausted Yreen refuses to stop healing injured soldiers until her mentor, Hafiza, who I forgot was there, forces her to rest for her unborn child, sending her off with blessings for establishing a new Tory in Adarlan, which is really exciting, right? Like, I had been wondering what's going to happen with Yreen. She clearly can't give up her career for a man, but her man needs to be in Adarlan. Can't give up his career for a woman. And so she's like, I'm going to start Tori Says May North. And Hafiza's like, that's a great idea. So that's really cool. Out on the grim battlefield, a grieving Manon counts survivors while mourning the tragic sacrifice of the 13, but discovering a miraculous waste flower blooming in the soil officially cements a hopeful alliance between the Iron Teeth and Croken Witches. So there's like a poem, lore.
Yes, I have it if you want it.
Please.
So this was the curse.
Curse.
Like Danhausen.
He's on Cameo.
Oh, he really?
Yeah.
I wonder how much it is. I wonder. Okay, I have to look that up later. When iron melts, Petra muttered, her blue eyes swimming with tears. Blah 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 blah. Okay, actually, this is important. When iron melts, Petra muttered, her blue eyes swimming with tears. The 13 had melted that tower, melted the iron teeth within it and themselves. When flowers spring from the fields of blood, Bronwyn went on. Manon's need buckled as she stared out at the battlefield where countless flowers had been laid atop the blood and ruins where the 13 met their end. Glennis finished, let the land be witness. So everyone watched them happen.
Yeah, so the curse has been broken by this reunion between the Iron Teeth and the Crokins. And she's got, she doesn't have a second, but the Crokins have their leader and the Iron Teeth have their leader, and Manon is the uniter between the two. And so that feels very, they don't have to give up their Iron Teeth or Crokin culture. They can both remain who they are, but they can be united, which is quite cool, I think.
Danhausen is $200.
$200.
Not bad, actually. Can I pause to go back last chapter for a second?
Is it about Danhausen?
It could be. Everything could be about Danhausen. Okay, in chapter 117. So, there is one thing that I highlighted that I do think it's my favorite character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until Endgame, because after that it sucks, is Killmonger. And they say, Dorian says this thing about Erewhon, where I'm like, okay. He says, Erewhon had done this, slaughtered and enslaved so many so he might see his brothers again. He wanted to conquer their world, punish it, and wanted to be reunited with them, millennia apart, and Erewhon had not forgotten his brothers, longed for them. Would he have done the same for Kale, for Holland? Would he have destroyed a world to find them again? I think that's a good question. I think Reese would do something like I think all of our mated males would do this, and I think it's Erewhon is a big bad, but I think it's cool when you can make it a tiny bit complex, I
agree.
We also missed the part that I thought you were going to cry at, but I guess where Dorian is holding the sword and he asks if he's human.
And the sword says yes.
And we missed the best part where we find out that Lorcan will become Lord Lorcan Loken.
Oh my God, Lord! I don't think we found that out yet.
We did. It's a chapter. We did. I have it highlighted, so it says a chapter. It's in 117.
Oh, okay. Well, Lord,
also, we didn't have 117 in here.
Is it not there?
We go from 116 to 118. That's why we missed these things.
All right.
That's why we missed it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that all happens in chapter 117. Lord Lorcan Locken.
Yep.
And I remember in when we first met Aelin, Kim was like, I don't know, Aelin Locken, that's too similar to Lorcan. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. But then, so I asked you guys in the group text, do you think this is did Sarah have this planned the whole time? Or did she get to this point and then realize how ridiculous it was and had to acknowledge it?
I think that. Honestly,
I do too.
I think it was a nod to the fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you have to have these stories planned out. You have sort of the whole scope from the get.
But maybe you don't ever say their names out loud.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think she named them and then got further into it. It was shit.
Yeah.
I think if she had said the names out loud, she wouldn't have fucking named him Kale.
True. Right?
I also found a video from a year ago where Kim had asked us all to say these names, and I'll have to play it, but I got Kale.
Nice.
I didn't get anybody else.
One of my TikToks that nobody liked because I made it and not Rick.
I don't even remember. Did you ever post that one?
I thought I did.
I thought Rick did.
I don't remember. Okay, chapter. Where are we? We're still on chapter 119. So meanwhile, Aelin and Rowan wander through Orynth Castle, chatting about blueprints, rebuilding Terrasen, and creating a transparent government, because nothing heals brutal wartime trauma like midnight architectural banter and sudden political reform. They're talking about where Fleetfoot's going to go pee.
Right.
Is cute. Chapter 119. After 10 days of intense decor prep spearheaded by Lysandra, everyone dresses up fancy for Aelin's coronation, including an uncomfortable Rowan who silently notes the undeniable romantic sparks flying between Aelin and Larkin. Looking stunning in green and silver, Aelin makes her dramatic grand entrance into the bustling throne room, where Aedion swears the blood oath to her in an emotionally charged moment that brings everyone to tears.
Including you.
Including me, for some stupid reason. I was like, why do I care so much about this? But it's just like,
because you've been waiting for that moment since Heir of Fire.
I'm so happy for him. In front of everybody, he loves a spectacle.
You know what? Let me stop for a second. Yeah, you're crying because that moment it's been said since Heir of Fire, which is book 3 or 4, depending how you're counting, right? And this is 5,000 pages later. And I've said this to you at the game when we went the other day, but like, there is something to like patience and payoff that doesn't happen in ACOTAR that happens here, where you talk about it and then you hold it, you let it sit, and it doesn't have to happen right away. And when it does, it's even better.
Yeah, agreed.
This is, I mean, I like the blood oath part of this, but when we get into this and they're like, and now we're going to have a coronation, I'm just like, oh, fucking damn. Like, talk about a thing I don't care about is some kind of like pomp and circumstance ceremony in a book.
I appreciate the like tongue in cheek though, that like the cadre is like, this is so dumb. Like, why are we dressed like this? But it's so important to Aedion, and it's important to Lysandra, and it's important to fucking Darrow. Like, all of this like old guard. She is ushering in a new era. She also has to acknowledge that she is part of this old era too.
But they thought about it and made sure that Lorcan was dressed in black.
Bless his heart. All right, Aedion swears, she gets crowned, and then the first thing she does is offer the blood oath to Aedion, which is the official crowning ceremony culminates with the iconic crown of Terrasen resting on Aelin's head, after which she promises to serve both her human subjects and the little folk who just like
they bring her a crown.
They bring her a crown, and then they scurry back out and they're gone. Very Queen of the West. Before kicking off massive jubilant celebrations across the whole kingdom.
I saw this on I just saw a reel on this exact part, and people were like, you know, the little folk bring her in a crown. Apparently that made a lot of people cry too, that they were just like, they lost it over the little folk.
So I know that we've decided the little folk are the Koroks, but in this moment they were the little trolls from Frozen to me. Like, they came to the coronation and they like brought Kristoff and Anna a wood crown instead of the gold crown. Okay. Chapter 1.
It's Koroks, but I also always view them in my head as just like little sticks. They're like the bugs that look like sticks that you like can't actually see when they're on a tree.
Yeah.
It's like what the little people are in my head too.
I love that. Chapter 120, recovering from a magical victory ball where Aelin and Rowan literally set the dance floor ablaze with fire-enhanced dance moves, Nezrin meets with Prince Caution, Dorian, and Sartok, who teases her about becoming an empress, while Dorian agrees to let young Ruckin riders stay in Adarlan to train abandoned wyvern eggs. Meanwhile, Kale tearfully reads a heartwarming reconciliation letter from his estranged mother, encouraged by a cheeky Yrene who is thrilled at the prospect of welcoming his family into their lives. Finally, Dorian pitches a training partnership to Manon, prompting Yrene to openly suggest a royal marriage between Dorian and Manon, which earns a mysterious smirk from Manon before she flies off on her wyvern, Abraxas. Rick and I talked about this on Saturday, but I really appreciate how like everybody's coupled up and we've got royalty in all of the continent and everyone's doing everything. And I really appreciate that Dorian's got to go to Adarlan and be Dorian, and Manon has to go to the Wastes and be Manon.
Yeah, and then like, maybe we'll figure it out.
And I believe that they will.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not happily ever after. Yeah. And I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, and who was it? Elite? I love how Elite was like, can you guys just shut up and get married already?
Yrene.
And also, I mean, it's like the harkening back to, you know, multiple previous things. One, when, you know, Manon like offers to marry Dorian to make him stay, and Dorian's like, no, I'm not going to do that because you would hate it. And then also like echoing Astrid's like, live Manon live. This is sort of like, Manon, this is your chance to be you. So, you're not tied to anybody. You get to go and see the waste for the first time and rebuild and like do your life. And so
yeah, and also she has a wyvern and he can shapeshift. So like, I don't know how long the flight is between a Darlin and the Waste, but like I think they're gonna figure it out.
They'll meet up in the middle on weekends.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. They can both fly. And I don't think either of them, I think they have both ruined each other for anybody else. Like, you really think Manon is going to go, like, into some village and, like, shtup some dude? No, she's not.
Yeah, and another thing, yeah, right. And so I saw, again, another reel where someone was like, Dorian chose Manon because she can't be broken like a human. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah. I'm now picturing them rebuilding and redecorating the Therian Gap as they're, like, meeting.
Cute. All right, chapter 121. The ultimate squad breakup takes place in the castle courtyard as allies prepare to head back to their respective kingdoms, leaving an emotional Aelin and Rowan watching everyone packing up their bags. Tears and banter flow freely during the wave of bittersweet farewells, with Aelin sharing heartfelt moments with fellow ruler Nezrin, getting into a crying/roasting match with Ansel of Briarcliff, giving final tearful hugs to Dorian, Kale, and Yrene. Yrene says, like, when you are ready to have your own children,
I'll be the doula,
and I will be your doula, which I love. Once the quiet grounds empty out, a tearful Aelin leans on Rowan for support, and the swoon-worthy mated pair officially vows to rebuild Terrasen together, ending this epic saga on a high note of ultimate resilience and true love. And in our actual epilogue, which is called A Better World, as spring finally creeps into Orynth, our delightfully exhausted power couple, Aelin and Rowan, are surviving endless rebuilding, forging global trade alliances, and prepping for Aedion and Lysandra's wedding alongside a freshly titled Lord Lorcan Lockin and a lead, heading off from Parenth. Slipping out from under her naked, passed-out mate and stepping around an equally lazy Fleetfoot, Aelin creeps onto the chilly balcony to quietly admire her unbroken kingdom of Terrasen. Suddenly, loud bells peal with wonder as an ancient magical song echoes straight from Oakwald, revealing that the legendary King's Flame has bloomed into a stunning blanket across the plains of Theralis and the Staghorns in honor of Fireheart.
Perfect.
And I cried at the flowers.
I do like the flowers.
And I knew they were coming.
You did.
I forgot about them.
I saw them on a shirt.
Oh.
And you told me it wasn't a spoiler because it was just a flower.
Yeah.
So I told Julia it wasn't a spoiler, it was just a flower because I'm going to paint it on my wedding shoes. In my head, it looks like a protea, which are, so there are like 6 floral kingdoms in the world. And one of them only exists in the Cape Town region of South Africa. And that's where those flowers live. And so in my head, that's what they look like.
I thought this was an amazing ending. I love the ending, the epilogue ending.
Yeah.
I like the epilogue.
No notes. The only thing about this entire section I didn't like was the wolves.
Yeah, that did feel convenient.
I forgot about it as I read it today and was like, oh, right.
That should happen.
I
don't like
you don't like what?
The coronation.
Whatever. I don't know. I just thought it was her tying up loose ends, like plot. Like she's like, I had mentioned this before. Let me close this up. Before we close this out, putting on my conspiracy hat again for a second. You're allowed to come back to me later, okay? The cadre looked towards one another, Rowan said, there was a kingdom to the east long ago that believed in such things. It was a place of peace and learning, a beacon in a distant and violent part of the world. Once the library in Orynth is rebuilt, we'll ask the scholars to find what they can about it. And I want to know about that place.
Yeah, I clocked that too.
I really want to know about that place. And another is just a funny aside. So when they're all like meeting each other, and Aelin meets like her cousin, right? So it says Ansel says, your shifter was a good liar. Ansel says, I'm ashamed that I didn't know you myself. Prince Galen, he says, In my defense, I've never met you. Hello, cousin.
It's funny. Like, this last section is funny.
Yeah.
I also, there's a moment where Rowan, when they're talking about rebuilding Terrasen, and Rowan's like, and we'll build a theater, and we'll do this, and we'll do that. And Aelin's like, we never had a theater. And he's like, but we will. And again, it's like hearkening back to like when the theater in Adarlan was destroyed, and she was like, someday when I get Terrasen back, we're going to build a theater.
And the woman was like, I'll be you call me or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So I loved that.
Yeah.
Rowan remembering her little promise.
Right. A kingdom needs artists.
So what do you think, Amanda?
I loved it. I don't know how it's not like the best series ever.
Right. Yeah. Are you happy
also like there's just so much in it that like I just said, like the only thing I didn't like was the wolves. We just read like 400 pages and there was one little thing I don't like, and so it doesn't matter because there were 399 other things, you know? So like I feel like the little things are more forgivable to me because there's so much else going on. Yeah, no, I loved it.
Are you happy that I bullied you into reading the series?
I am happy that you bullied me into reading the series. I'm happy that I persisted through how annoyed I was to do this podcast for like 2 books. Because I was like, oh my God, I hate not knowing the things, and you guys know the things, and you're always like, she said the world needs more healers. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And that wasn't even that big of a deal. Kim had walked away, and when she came back, you repeated it because you wanted to make sure Kim heard it. And it wasn't even that big of a deal.
I know. The multiple times I've had to request that Rick stop trolling you with possible spoilers.
I think what I love most about this series, and I've said it already about the patience part, but like so many little things are important. And they're not done for no reason. And I don't want to shit on ACOTAR, but like I just finished reading ACOTAR. Like that doesn't happen. It's very straightforward. Which I miss. I miss the like, oh, like this is like this little act of kindness is like going to change the world. And it doesn't happen, which is fine. It's different. But that's one of my most favorite parts about this series.
Yeah, I think, you know, once upon a time, I don't remember what the other show was, but my sister was like, The Big Bang Theory is as like, it's made to be smart, but it's like a dumb show about smart people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe it was like How I Met Your Mother is like a smart show about dumb people. I don't remember. I don't know if How I Met Your Mother holds up, but that was the same era. I feel like Throne of Glass is a smart book for smart people. ACOTAR is a dumb book for smart people. And where I'm sitting right now, Crescent City is a smart book for dumb people. That's how I feel.
I would like you. I hope you enjoy Crescent City. I'm interested. Right. I'm more interested to see where you fall on Crescent City, because it doesn't seem like there's a middle ground, and you are falling exactly where I was for the most part after the first book. It's really the second and third book where people decide where they are.
Yeah, like and we'll talk about this more in our like Great Big Mossverse episode, but like because of that like patience for the payoff, and because it's like not as sexy, and it's like not as there is so much you have to hold in your brain. I understand why this isn't the more popular series. You know, like name another. I mean, like how many people do you know who have finished Zodiac Academy? Mm-hmm. Like name another series that has this many books that's like this popular. Like Zodiac Academy, From Blood and Ash. Like that's kind of it.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can get into some of the other fantasy epics, and there are.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's really not a lot.
I guess I mean like Romantasy. I feel like trilogy is like the sweet spot where most people live, and it's because like I don't know, the average American reads 2 books a year. Like it would take you a lifetime to read the Mossverse. So I guess I understand why like there's say instant gratification when you're still reading 2,000 pages, but it's sexier and it's more straightforward versus Throne of Glass. It's like I have to remember something I read 20,000 pages ago.
I think I need to settle on this more, but like coming right off ACOTAR, I think I like Rhysand as the male main character more than anybody else for the most part.
Yeah.
Easily more than Rowan. Like Rowan is not in the conversation for me. I find him very boring. Not boring, but like.
I was just talking to my sister about this. I love Rhysand. I think he's like, of the Shadow Daddies, I think he's my number one. But I was just talking to my sister, like, I don't think there is like an MMC that I am lusting after in Throne of Glass. I like all of them. But I just think the women so greatly outshine the men in this book.
Kim?
Couple things. One, I wanted to respond to some of the things that Amanda was saying, sort of about like
Big Bang Theory?
The iterations, exactly. The iterations of these books and who's sort of they're written for. And like SJM, there's a lot of criticism out there about how like her writing is too approachable. And I think that this is a series that shows that approachable doesn't mean poorly written, or doesn't mean simplistic. And I appreciate that it can be written in a way that can be digested by a broad array of readers who are able to get different levels out of it as well. And then second thing that I was going to say was, I feel like Throne of Glass is for the gays, because we got all the Manons. I'm saying this from a female identifying perspective. We got the Aelins and the Manons and the Lysanders of the world. ACOTAR is for the bis, because I am happy to stand for both Rhys and for Feyre. And then Crescent City, those are all straight folk.
Respect that take.
I agree. I'll go back to what Anna said. I think for me, like, of the male main characters, it's like, I think it's Rhysand, and I think it's a close Dorian for me. So like those.
Wow, I would have assumed you would put Dorian above Rhysand.
I don't know yet, right? That's the number one spot, and then honestly, this is what I want to do an episode for. So it's like I want to fight this out. Number 2 for me, and I don't think it's close, is Cassian.
Let me actually rephrase. Cassian's my number 1.
But then there's a big drop off, and then I think the leader there is Lorcan. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
You like a manly man.
Yeah, let's go. Grab a beer and watch a game and beat some people up and head home. Make some soup.
I was gonna say I like Ruin.
I need to get through that. Right now I've got these 2. So
I like Ruin so far.
Ruin did
he was my favorite character in
the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I
like the ballerina fawn, because she's a ballerina fawn, and I think that would be a really fun costume.
Oh yeah, I love her. She's great.
Love her.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 5-star book. This is a 5-star series. It's the best book in the series. But the series is a 5-star series, and it's a 5-star book. Kissy face emoji for the soup.
Yeah. I mean, they have soup, so we have to at least give it 1. But it took,
I guess so. Okay,
maybe half a can.
Here's what I struggle with my soup ratings. Am I rating how much soup there is, or am I rating how much I liked the soup?
Yes.
It's whatever. It's how you want. I mean, but it eventually did happen. Like, we saw it. So it's not a kissy face. It happened.
Yeah. Well, what did we give the last book?
I don't remember. It was either a kissy face or a 1, just because it happened.
We gave Tower of Dawn a kissy face, and I gave Empire Storms 2 cans.
This is like 1 for me.
I think we can give it a 1.
It happens. It's fine.
Okay.
It hasn't happened in like hundreds of pages, though.
Right. In a 1,000-page book, you have 1 paragraph of soup.
Right.
Again, it's like
in a sentence that says, and so Lorcan did. Like,
I'm still giving it okay, I'm changing my spreadsheet. I'm giving it a kissy face emoji.
There's a lot of kissy faces between Lysandra and Aedion.
We as a podcast can give it.
We can give it a kissy face holding a ladle. Not even a can. Just a ladle.
Just one ladle.
A kissy face with a chef hat.
There we go. Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee.
It's nuts.
No, I loved it. This is a great book.
Can I make one more connection that I made while reading ACOTAR?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what Feyre's secret power was and the twins? They have a name. They're Daemati. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah. When the like brain grabbing.
Yeah, it's basically exactly what Maeve's power is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I clocked that on the reread of ACOTAR. And I was like, all right, I see what's going on my board. Yeah, but this is my favorite series of all time. Period. Hands down.
Yeah. I need to like let it marinate a little bit, but it's there for me currently. I just like don't know how much of that is recency bias.
Right.
I don't know.
Lysandra is my book girlfriend forever and ever. I'm in love with her. And Rick is in love with Manon.
And Dorian.
And Dorian.
Yeah.
There's not really a man in this book that I claim. They're all fine. I like them.
No.
I want to be friends with everyone in this book, truthfully. Like, I think that's what I said to my sister yesterday. I was like, for me, this book is way more like, I want to join this found family than like, I want to get with this person.
All right. What else are you reading?
When did we record?
Like Monday.
Okay. I finished Under Lock and Key, which is about the sexy Loch Ness Monster.
All right.
I think, did I ask both of you this? When you imagine petting the Loch Ness Monster, what do you imagine it feels like?
Slimy.
Like, liken it to another creature.
Like a bumpy, slimy lizard.
Like an eel.
Okay, so I always thought it was like a whale. And so I was really taken aback by the fact that this Loch Ness Monster had scales. And when I said that to Rick, he was like, no, the Loch Ness not Rick. Oh my God. When I said that to Tristan, he was like, the Loch Ness Monster is a dinosaur. Like, of course it has scales. And then I asked Julia and Ellie yesterday, and they were both like, yeah, it's like a fish. Like, it's got scales. And so I'm realizing that the reason I think it's smooth is because what I'm imagining is Nessie in Super Mario 64, when you like jump on his back and you ground pound and he goes, Arr! And then he lowers his head and you can walk across. And the reason that Nessie didn't have scales is because they couldn't render it. So I'm curious, millennials out there listening, were you personally victimized by Super Mario 64 in your understanding of the Loch Ness Monster? I am now reading Bookshops and Bone Dust. And I am listening to The Other Side of Disappearing. I think I'm finally getting into Bookshops and Bone Dust. It's a really slow start. And I'm really enjoying The Other Side of Disappearing. This is my second book from this author, and they are contemporary romances. I don't really think they're funny. They're contemporary romances, but they have like really interesting premises. And that's refreshing. So that's what I'm reading.
Kimberly?
I am almost done with The Incandescent and still continue to absolutely love it. I saw our colleague Jen, shout out Jen Simpson-Somerville, and learned that she had actually read it for a book club a couple months ago and also loved the shit out of it. And so then I felt validated. Awesome. That not only did I like it, but all of her book club also loved it too. So highly recommend for when you all are not deep in bingo and or the full reread of the Maasverse, as super fun and really, really good.
I've also been a Flower Factory.
This just in.
And I have been a college counselor.
Right, Kim's back to work.
Jared Leto has been accused of criminal sexual conduct by 4 women.
Didn't we know that?
I don't know. I thought I knew that too. Then I really thought I knew that, but then I'm like, this was posted an hour ago.
Okay.
I am becoming a Sarah J. Maas. I finished all of Akatar. I just finished Wings of Ruin, whatever it's called. I'm making lots of annotations. I'm going to come back to this later, putting it all together and ready for Akatar 6. I'm reading the Christmas special right now, and then we're going to go right into Crescent City. We're not stopping.
I would like you to prepare a PowerPoint for us for our Mossverse.
I would love to.
I think that would be really fun, and you can give us some questions to argue with you about, because you really want to fight us on things that we don't really want to fight you on. And I think it would be fun if you provided visual aids for us.
Yeah, if you've all been following along, I've been on this Tamlin Apologist tour, which I still think I am, but I am putting that in the back burner to wave the Lucian flag. The most shit on character in this entire thing that she's ever written for no reason.
Not by the members of this podcast, right. Just for the record.
And kids at home, on our group chat that we have, like, Rick has come in hot so many times, and Amanda and I are like, yeah.
No one's fighting with you.
Why are we doing this? Okay.
Who wants to fight? I'm in the sparring ring. I'm tired.
I'm very much looking forward to getting to the part in the Christmas special where they go to Tamlin's house. I want to see if I remember it, how I remember it. I went into this very open-minded, by the way. So
you just got to go shopping a lot. That's what the Christmas special is.
Shopping.
Everybody's got to buy their presents.
All right, let's end this.
All right. We as a podcast need a little palate cleanser because we are emotionally ruined by Kingdom of Ash. And so our next episode is going to be about Heartstopper. So if you've read the books or you've watched the show, you should tune in. If you just want to hear us yap about our gay sons, you should tune in. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I would say if you've watched it but haven't read it, that's probably still fine, because I don't think there's the movie TV. I haven't watched the movie yet, but the TV adaptation is incredibly faithful to the books. So yeah.
And we stand Kit Connor and Joe Locke.
We love them. We love them so much. We love the whole cast, and we can't wait to talk to you guys about it. So join us next week for a little palate cleanser where we talk about Wholesome Heartstopper.
Gay rugby.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.